Honey, are you okay?
Get in.
Truman?
Look.
What?
I predict that in just a moment, we will see a lady on a red bike, followed by a man with flowers, and a Volkswagen Beetle with a dented fender.
Truman.
Look. Lady. Flowers. And...
Truman, this is silly.
There it is! There it is! There's the dented beetle! Yes! Don't you want to know how I did that? I'll tell you. You're on a loop. They go around the block. They come back. They go around again. They just go round and round. Round and round.
You know, I invited Rita and Marlon for a barbecue on Sunday. I'm going to make my potato
Sunday.
salad, and I need you to remind me that we need more charcoal.
Are you listening to a word I'm saying?
Good afternoon, my lovely butterflies. Welcome and welcome back to the channel. This is the Awakened Butterfly, and I am back with another video. If this is your first time coming across my channel, please stay for the entire video or check out some of my existing content. If you enjoy this type of content, please don't hesitate to subscribe. Peace and blessings to all my lovely butterflies out there. I love you guys so much. I really appreciate all the love and support that you show me on this channel. If you haven't already, please hit that post notification bell so you'll be notified every time I post a video. And guys, in today's video, I want to talk about a deep topic today. As you can tell by the title, we will be discussing gang stalking, cloning, and silencing tactics. I want to talk about some of the sinister things that the elites do when they feel threatened by someone. And just to name a few, some of the reasons that these people may be threatened by you could be if you have witnessed them do something evil that they don't want to be exposed. Either you were an innocent bystander or you could have been a part of something that they were a part of, such as an organization like the Freemasons, the Eastern Stars, or even a sorority or a fraternity. You know, a lot of the times we get guided into these things. Maybe it can be a tradition in your family where you are expected to carry out the legacy, whether you were peer pressured by friends. Whatever the case may be, we all have been in situations that the Most High woke us up from it. And there is a situation where you may have been in one of these organizations and the Most High sent you a sign to denounce. And the fact that you denounced, these people feel very threatened by you because not only did you wake up to what they were doing, but you're now walking away with their secrets and a lot of the evil things that they have done behind closed doors. And they feel the fact that you're walking away, that you're going to expose them. So they begin to, see you as an enemy when you decide to hold your integrity and walk away from these diabolical things that the Most High has awakened you from. These people also know deep down, whether you were a part of what they were doing or not, they knew that you held a strong sense of integrity that permitted you from falling into their submission. Meaning that if you were a part of them, you had this, the strength and the Holy Spirit within you to awaken you and give you the strength to walk away from it. And you were just one of those people, that they knew that they couldn't control. They knew that they couldn't. And even, if you were a part of an organization, they knew that you wouldn't be for long. They they felt the Holy Spirit, the Spirit within you. They knew that you held a strong sense of integrity that eventually you would walk away. So you were already targeted before you even walked away from these people, whether you were an innocent bystander or, you know, you were a part of what they were doing. And this is not to judge anyone or say that if you were in an organization or a sorority or a fraternity that you're just this evil person. No, the Most High is very proud of you for walking away and exposing the evil. And to be honest, you were already chosen before you walked into these things. These are for the ones of you who were once a part of a fraternity, a sorority, or an organization, and you just decided to walk away because the Most High, you know, awakened you to what was really going on. And you feel that these people are targeting you, you know, because of this. You feel that a lot of the gang stalking that you are experiencing is, you know, because of these people. This is just, you know, for those of you who are in that situation. It's not for everybody. But for you all that were not a part of these things, and these people knew that you held a strong sense of integrity and you witnessed them doing some diabolical things, you automatically became a target as well because they felt that you would tell someone. You would expose what they were doing. When you have witnessed these people doing evil, you are now their enemy. They become very afraid of what you are going to expose to the public concerning them. And once you do walk away from them, even if you don't have the intentions of exposing them, they try to attack you with monitoring and control tactics. They do this with heavy gang stalking, and this includes being under heavy surveillance. You know, them putting air tags on your cars, in your clothing, trying to keep track of you everywhere you go, placing cameras outside of your home. You know, it goes so far as to even people that work for the government, such as people who construction workers, people who come and collect the trash. I know that sounds crazy, but these people are part of these things. The people who come and collect your trash, they are part of the noise campaign. The cable people, all of these type of people who come, they secretly, you know, can plant cameras. And I'm going to do a video about that as well. But, you know, they also do a lot of voice to skull technology, harassment tactics, where you're hearing voices that are trying to control you and lead you to destruction. Street theater tactics, where they set up dangerous situations hoping that you will get harmed or you will harm someone else. Now, this just doesn't apply to regular everyday people like you and me. People in the industry also experience these things as well, and we're going to get into that a little bit later in the video. But these organized crime guys that they orchestrate, it makes your life seem as if you are living a movie that's being produced and directed by your enemies. And as I mentioned earlier, when you witness these people do evil, you are indeed their enemy, and they begin to target you and harass you as an attempt to try and keep you silent, or to plant a smear campaign over your name so when you do speak out, no one will believe you. I want to share a story with you guys that I came across in relation to what we're talking about today. And I got this story from an article on technologyreview.com. And it talks about gang stalking forums and how a lot of people are blaming these forums for things that are happening to people that they are close to. However, if you are really awakened to what's going on and you read these stories, you will know that these people are being heavily gang stalked. And the story that I want to talk to you guys today about today, guys, is a story about a 23-year-old young man named Harry from Texas who began experiencing delusions when he started college. After witnessing a grape at a fraternity, and if you guys can read between the lines, I'm using the word grape to disguise as another word, sexually taking advantage of someone. He witnessed this at a fraternity, and after this he began losing sleep. He said that his situation of him losing sleep and being stressed was from a breakup and some school-related issues that he was experiencing. It says that Harry came to believe that he was being stalked, filmed, and whispered about on multiple occasions. He began to scream at strangers to stop following him. Eventually, he was institutionalized for a month and diagnosed as being bipolar. Guys, remember, it's always a mental illness that they put on their target when they begin to become awakened to what's going on around them. Online spaces didn't exacerbate Harry's delusions. He only found a gang stalking subreddit after he had been treated. It says, still the forum made him angry. It stated, if anyone had acted like they believed me or gone along with my delusions, that probably would have added another month to breaking out of it. He says now, it's hard enough to break out of it when nobody believes you. But if you have a community of people that are willing to agree with you that the entire world's against you, it's bad, bad trouble. It says that Harry decided to post on the subreddit to show people a way out of their way of thinking. Commenters labeled his diagnosis irrelevant, and a correlation between mental illness and a belief in gang stalking was immediately dismissed. It says that while working as a psychiatrist in New York City Hospital just over 15 years ago, Joel Gold encountered 5 separate people who believed they were the star of their own reality TV show that was broadcast around the world. Everybody else, Gold's patients believe, were actors employed in the farce. If these beliefs sound familiar, that's because they borrow heavily from the plot of 1998's The Truman Show, a dark comedy about a man watched by the world since birth. Gold christened their beliefs as the Truman Show delusion. So, guys, I kind of read a whole article and a half. The first half was about a 23-year-old young man that began having delusions once he entered college, and he was eventually placed into a mental institution and labeled as being bipolar. The psychiatrist at the mental institution began to diagnose people with the Truman Show delusion, because so many people were coming to him saying that they felt like they were a star or a character in their own reality TV show, and they felt like the whole world was watching them. You have a lot of people saying that these people are delusional and they are programming their minds around what's going on around them, not knowing that many of these people, as with Harry, was targeted because of something that he knew. The people of the fraternity targeted him, and they mentally, physically, and spiritually attacked him because they were afraid of what he knew. And they were also afraid of what he might expose concerning them. This happens a lot. These people will do anything to silence you and to control you. These people want to be God, but in the worst way. The Most High is our creator. These people simply want to control us and lead us to destruction. And this is not the works of God. This is all a part of the devil's plan to control our society. The enemy is working strongly through the elites. And to be honest, if you've ever wondered how these gang stalking tactics were so, how can I say this, synchronized, how they were orchestrated to the point to where you feel like someone really took their time and studied these tactics down to a science, and how they can orchestrate them into someone's life in order to ruin it. It's because the elites control these gang stalking programs. They have the funds to invest into all of this high-powered technology. They have the funds to pay these people to ride around town and, target and follow people and monitor everything they do and report back to them. They also have connections to a lot of high priests, witches, and warlocks who perform witchcraft around these gang stalking tactics. When I mentioned earlier that regular everyday people are not the only victims of being targeted and gang stalked, I want to talk to you guys about Jim Carrey. I know, I don't know if a lot of you guys have seen that his appearance has changed and he just doesn't seem like, himself anymore. And I take a strong interest in Jim Carrey because growing up, I remember him from In Living Color. I remember him in a lot of movies. And he is one of my favorite actors. So when you have watched someone over the years, you notice when something has changed about them. And recently, he accepted an award. And when he went out to get his award, he looked totally different. And many people believe that he was cloned. And I want to talk a little bit about that. You have many celebrities out here that they begin to play the game. The Most High awakens them. They begin to speak out about the evil games that are being played, these secret agendas that are being pushed behind the scenes. Next thing you know, you don't see these people anymore. And when you do, they look and act like a totally different person. There are rumors that a lot of these people are being kidnapped against their will, taken to cloning labs and, being made over. New mind, new body, new appearance, with their memory wiped clean. And if you notice in the first clip that I played at the beginning of this video, it showed a clip from The Truman Show, how Jim Carrey it was getting towards the end of the movie and he was beginning to awaken to what was going on around him, the gang stalking. He was beginning to catch on to the synchronized monitoring that was going on around him, the psychological warfare that he was experiencing. And it says a lot about what he's going through now. I'm going to play some clips, guys, where Jim Carrey was actually exposing the industry. And he did it in a way to where it seemed as if he was joking. But if you really was awakened spiritually, you will catch on to exactly what he was doing. He was really exposing the things that was going on around him, things that he has experienced from being in the industry, and things that he's seen, other people partake in as being, a part of these secret occult organizations. I'm going to play these clips, guys, and I'll be right back.
Is that a gang sign?
Oh, like you don't know what it is. You don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
You don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know.
We don't know.
All the comics and show business don't know what this is. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, the all-mocking tongue. For years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to distract you, to make you laugh and stuff like that, make you happy and docile so you don't know what's really going on. Look at him trying to, come it out. It's hilarious, hilarious. You know what they're trying to do? Who? They're trying to turn us into, consumer drones of some sort. Oh, I just got to get this.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Jimmy. I was temporarily interrupted by my iPhone 6 Plus.
This is the first time I've run into Jim Carrey. Wait, tell me, is it true you're wandering the streets? You need a date to the party? What's up?
No. I'm doing just fine. I just, there's no meaning to any of this. So I wanted to find the most meaningless thing that I could come to and join, and here I am.
They're celebrating.
You got to admit it's completely meaningless.
Well, they say they're celebrating icons inside.
Celebrating
Do you believe
icons,
in
boy, that is just the absolute lowest aiming, possibility that we could come up with. It's like icons. Do you believe in icons? I don't believe in personalities. I don't believe that you exist, but there is a wonderful fragrance in the air.
You don't believe certain icons have the power to make change, to think differently, to be bold, to inspire others? Artistry, you're one of them.
On the good foot. Ha! Yeah, you shut it down. Kidnapping children is not what great nations do. Almost half of America at this moment believes there is a sinister deep state diabolically plotting to what? Give them health care? What is the sinister plan? We in America are misinformed. Reality shows have warped our idea of what a hero is, or what the truth is.
Don't exist. So they're all characters that I've played, including Jim Carrey, including Joel Barish, including any of those things. They're all characters. Jim Carrey was a less intentional character, right, because I thought I was just building something that people would like, but it was a character. I played the guy that was free from concern so that people who watched me would be free from concern.
Watched everybody talking 1,000 miles an hour up there receiving their awards, and I was like, I'm dead. It's like, I'm dead.
I don't exist.
He doesn't see you. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
As you can see in those clips, guys, Jim Carrey was exposing the industry with no fear. And you see how when they expose these things to other people who are in the industry, the other person, they pretend to be so nonchalant or so surprised or so confused as to what they're talking about. But deep down, they know because they are a part of it themselves. Jim Carrey has spoken out about the industry on several occasions. And I noticed that now he has a totally different look. He just seems like a totally different person. And while some people were saying that he had been cloned, a lot of people were saying that maybe he had plastic surgery. But as you can see in this clip that I'm about to show you, his eyes look totally different. Different eye color, different shape, everything looks different. And one thing for certain, two things for sure, no matter how much you age, your eyes do not change. You will always be recognizable by your eyes. And it looks like he has a totally different eye shape and eye color, as if he was cloned. He does not look like the regular Jim Carrey, the Jim Carrey that everybody, once knew. on television. He does not look the same. And it is possible that when Jim Carrey was speaking out, he was undergoing heavy gang stalking. And it is possible that due to him speaking out against the industry and a lot of the secrets that he knows, because he, is a part of the industry, that they, took him against his will and cloned him, changed his appearance, everything about him, wiped his memory clean. And when they do this, guys, I hate to say this, but allegedly they unalive the people that they clone, because they are so threatened by what they might reveal. And to try to make everything seem normal, they replace them with someone that looks similar like them, but it's not really them. And so many people who are not awakened to these type of things, they just say, oh, well, maybe they underwent surgery. Maybe they're just getting older, or, whatever. But none of those things would change your look that drastically. A lot of these people, they're saying that they are who they are, but they don't look like, who they originally were. No matter how old a person gets, a clone look is totally different. He looks a little younger, but different. Like a younger version of someone else. He doesn't look like himself. So, no one is safe. When I mean no one is safe, I'm not meaning you're not protected by God, but I mean when it comes to the elites, they don't care if you were once a part of them or not. If they feel that you know something about them, they will target you as well. And do anything that they can to silence you. As you can see by the clips, Jim Carrey couldn't be silenced. They couldn't keep his mouth shut about what was going on. He really wanted to expose them. He was not happy about, what they were doing. Especially the clip where he was talking about what was being done to children. With a lot of this trafficking going on. A lot of these elites are a part of these things. They're pushing these things behind closed doors. You wouldn't believe the things that a lot of these rich people do. It is so sad and sickening. And the Most High is exposing these things. Also, with the story that I read from the MIT article, where the young man witnessed someone being sexually assaulted, and after that he was heavily gang stalked, and he was placed into a mental institution and diagnosed with a mental illness. And the first thing that people will say is, oh, these fraternities and sororities and organizations, they don't do witchcraft. They just have meetings and do charity work, do things for the community. It's a little deeper than that. If that was all that's going on, why are there so many secrets? Why are there so many rituals taking place? A young lady just came out not too long ago, and she was on a podcast where she was exposing things that went on when she was in a sorority. Or is it, hold on, which one is it, guys? Whichever one that women are a part of, is it sorority or fraternity, whichever one. But she was exposing the things that they done. She said they were really doing demonic rituals. She said people were really being hazed, including being abused. She said, and if you spoke out about it, you were punished. So I am really glad that the Most High gave her the strength and protected her where she could walk away from it and expose it. And I'm not saying that if you expose something, you're going to be so heavily gang stalked that something's going to happen to you. No. Once you recognize what it is, that's why I make these videos. Once you know what it is, you'll handle it better. It's only when a person does not know what's happening to them that they become so fearful. It's fear of the unknown. you know something's going on, but you don't know where it's coming from. And when you try to tell people about it, they don't believe you. Or they do believe you because they may be in on it and they're gaslighting you. But if you know these things, if you're aware of it, you'll know that it's spiritual warfare, and you have to fast and pray and stay away from certain people and do other certain things, not even react to some of these things, because it's all a show. These people want your reaction. You have to really, once you know what it is, you'll start to take it for what it is. Like, okay, this is fake. This is a movie. These people want my reaction. I will not entertain them. I will continue to pray, to God for my protection and stay away from these people. Even though strangers participate in these things as well, when you do see them watching you or doing weird things, and you'll know to pray for protection, or I'm not even going to tell you not to have your own protection. And it's not for you to get yourself in trouble or anything like that. It's just to protect yourself by all means. And make sure you have your own evidence to protect yourself if you ever had to go to court and deal with these things. Because at the end of the day, stalking is illegal. I don't care if the elites are orchestrating these things. Notice when they do these things, they look at the tactics that they have to use. Look how secretly they try to orchestrate these things and make it seem as if you're crazy, or they orchestrate these things to where it's like a movie to make things happen, but make it seem as if it's a delusion. They make it happen, but when you as a target speak out about it, everyone tries to call you crazy as if it never happened. They go through all of these lengths. You know why? Because stalking is illegal. And with the right evidence, these people can go down. And with the right evidence, if these people ever try to attack you or hurt you, you have the right to protect yourself. By all means. Because what these people are doing is dangerous. Not only to the ones they're targeting, but even to themselves. Because, a lot of people react to these things in physical self-defense. Just being honest. You have a lot of people who are really in prison for no reason, because they reacted to some witchcraft that was placed over them, or some voice-to-skull technology. Their reality was altered, and they just were not spiritually strong enough to handle it, and they reacted in a hostile way. And even though that's very unfortunate that they had to react that way, deep down, it's really not their fault. That's why when I begin to experience these things, I pray to God for strength to help me get through it. Because at first I was reacting, violently. I was yelling at people, asking people what they were looking at, just pointing at people. I know what you're doing. I know, this is when, years ago, when I first started experiencing these things, and people were telling me that I needed to go to a mental hospital and something was wrong with me. And they were trying to give me Zoloft and all these things. I thank God that he brought me from it. I thank God. And I didn't have a YouTube video to refer to. God awakened me to these things. These things came to me. I fasted and I prayed, and the Most High brought gang stalking to me. I heard the word as clear as day when I began to research it, and I saw everything that was, that was included with gang stalking. I was like, oh my God, this is the things that I was experiencing. This is what God is showing me. I'm not crazy. And I began to base my channel, mainly around exposing gang stalking tactics. So if anyone is experiencing these things, they'll know that they're not crazy. And hopefully, I provide enough information to let people know what they need to do to overcome these things, because it's real. And I always say that once I began to pray and fast, and the more God showed me about gang stalking, the less it began to happen in my life. See, it's your strength of your mind. As long as you pray to God to keep your mind strong, your body, your spirit, and the Most High gives you that wisdom and discernment, you outsmart these devils. Because they run off of fear anyway, and fear alone. The more they can scare you when they do these things, the worse that they get. It's like they begin to move in closer. But once they see that you're not bothered by it and they can't scare you, and they see that you have that layer of protection around you from the Most High Yah, that witchcraft quickly fades away. That witchcraft can't do anything with God's protection. His protection is a shield of fire that burns all of that witchcraft. It places smoke in those witches and warlocks' eyes. They can never compete with God. So as long as you are developing a strong relationship with God and you asking the Most High to give you wisdom and discernment concerning what you are experiencing, He'll show you. And He'll also show you how to deal with it. He'll lead you to the right Bible verses, the right prayers, everything. So with that being said, guys, I just want you to know that although these people do these different things to try to silence people from speaking out, the Most High has the last say so. And they can clone these people as much as they want to. The Most High will still find a way to speak through them and protect them, if that's within His will for them. There's nothing they can do about it. I pray for everyone that, has been experiencing gang stalking, whether they're famous or not. A lot of these people, sometimes we make mistakes, we get into things. But the fact that these people are willing to change and expose it, that's a very brave thing to do. That's a very mature thing to do. That's a very godly thing to do. So don't ever feel bad, guys, about upholding your integrity when you see people doing things wrong. Even if you don't feel safe enough to expose it, or you feel like it's just not the right time, there's nothing wrong with still walking away. And, that lets them know that you don't agree with what they do. But if the Most High nudges you, helps you make it out of the situation, and He nudges you to expose some things to help, help other people that could be a part of your calling. I feel like this is a part of mine. So I'm going to continue to make these videos, guys. I hope you guys enjoy them. With that being said, guys, if you haven't already, please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to the channel. Guys, let me know how you feel about this topic down in the comment section. I love you guys so, so much. Welcome to all the new subscribers. And much love and appreciation as well to my day ones. Thank you for still rocking with me on this channel. I appreciate it so much. Don't forget to hit the post notification bell, guys. I have more content coming your way. Continue to take care of yourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. And until the next video, guys, peace and blessings. Mwah.